Welcome back to the class on aromatic chemistry. We have seen polyenes, an example for aromatic, anti-aromatic, and non-aromatic molecules. We will also discuss ions, cyclic ions, whether they are aromatic, non-aromatic, or anti-aromatic. The simplest is cyclopropene. Cyclopropene is non-aromatic simply because it is having one sp3 hybridized carbon. Double bond carbons are sp2 hybridized, so they are planar, but other carbon is sp3 hybridized carbon. Sp3 hybridized means a tetrahedral shape, non-planar. Because it is a non-planar system, it is non-aromatic in nature. Now, if we have a positive charge on this carbon, then positive charged cations, carbocations are sp2 hybridized. Positive charged carbons are carbocations structure is sp2 hybridization. So it is a planar system. Now, the whole molecule is planar and it is having 2 pi electrons. Because there is only one double bond, it will have 2 pi electrons. It is a Huckel number. So it is a cyclic system and it is conjugated system because positive charge and double bonds they are separated by single sigma bond. So it is a conjugated system. It follows Huckel number and it is a planar system. So the molecule is aromatic in nature. The molecule is aromatic in nature. Now, if we consider negative charge, then we will have 4 pi electrons. What is 4 pi electrons? It is 4n pi system. 4n pi system, if it is a planar molecule, it is anti-aromatic in nature. Anti-aromatic in nature. So cyclopropene is non-aromatic. Cyclopropenyl carbocation is aromatic. Cyclopropenyl anion is anti-aromatic. I'll give some more examples. You just try to predict whether they are aromatic or non-aromatic or anti-aromatic. Please take the notes. Cyclopentadiene, cyclopentadienyl carbocation, cyclopentadienyl carbanion. Now you just try to predict these molecules whether they are aromatic, anti-aromatic, or non-aromatic. Cyclobutynyl dication, it is a planar system and it is having 2 pi electrons, which is Huckel number. The two carbocation centers are planar, double bond centers are planar, and it is having 2 pi electrons. So it is aromatic molecule. In cyclopentadiene, though these two double bond centers are planar, but this carbon, it is sp3 hybridized carbon. Sp3 hybridized carbon means non-planar, so it is non-aromatic. Cyclopentadienyl carbocation. Cyclopentadienyl carbocation, because it is a positively charged carbon, so it is a planar system. Now, it is a cyclic planar conjugated system. Look at the number of pi electrons. It is having only 2 double bonds, 4 pi electrons. 4 pi electrons means it is 4n pi system. 4n pi system is anti-aromatic. Look at this cyclopentadienyl anion. It is having two double bonds. So 2 into 2, 4 electrons and a negative charge. Negative charge means 2 electrons. So a total of 6 pi electrons. Though negatively charged carbanion structure is sp3 hybridized non-planar, but in cyclic systems, it becomes planar. In cyclic systems, it becomes planar. So it is a 6 pi electron system and it is a planar molecule. So it is aromatic. It is aromatic. So based on this, we can little extend this concept. When we try to remove, there are two hydrogens, right? When we try to remove this hydrogen, minus charge and H plus, it is very, very easy. When we try to remove this proton, it is very, very easy. Why? Why? Because when we remove one proton, it becomes cyclopentadienyl anion. Cyclopentadienyl anion is an aromatic system. Because when we remove a proton, it is become aromatic. That means when we remove a proton, it is becoming more stable. So this proton can be easily removed. This proton can be easily removed. So as a result, what we can say, it is an acidic proton. It is an acidic proton. What is acid? Acid releases H plus easily. So when we can remove a proton easily, it is called acidic proton. The pKa of this system is just 16. Now, when we try to remove alcohol from cyclopentadienyl system, generally we remove alcohol by treating with some strong mineral acids, sulfuric acid, then OH will be removed. When we remove OH, what we will get? We will get a carbocation. When we remove OH, we will get a carbocation. So this is called a dehydration. Dehydration means loss of water. H plus from sulfuric acid will attack an alcohol and it becomes OH2 plus. So that OH2 will be coming out. When we remove dehydration, when we do dehydration on this molecule, what we get cyclopentadienyl carbocation. Cyclopentadienyl carbocation is an example for anti-aromatic system. Cyclopentadienyl cation is an example for anti-aromatic. Anti-aromatic means it is unstable. Anti-aromatic compounds are unstable. Now you tell me whether this reaction occurs easily or not. Whether this reaction occurs easily or not. We are converting a stable molecule into unstable molecule. Is it possible? It is not possible. So it does not form. That means we cannot do dehydration on this molecule. But instead, I'll give another example where we will take a 7-membered system and we will try to do dehydration on this. When we do dehydration, that means loss of this OH. So what we will get? We will get a 7-membered system with a positive charge. Now, Look at this molecule. This molecule is called tropylium cation. Tropylium cation is a cyclic system. It is having 6 pi electrons and it is conjugated system. It is a planar system. So it is aromatic. Aromatic. Now you tell me whether the dehydration in this case is possible or not. Dehydration in the previous case, it was not possible because we are generating an anti-aromatic compound, so it does not form. But in this case, we are generating an aromatic compound, so dehydration is possible in this case. Look at these three problems. This alcohol undergoes dehydration much faster under much milder conditions than this alcohol. This compound is more basic than this. It easily undergoes ionization. That means chlorine will be leaving, whereas compared to this. Now, what is the reason for this? The reason for this is the resultant structures will become aromatic in the starting, but these compounds, they don't become aromatic. Now, what do you mean by dehydration? When we treat an alcohol with a mineral acid like a H2SO4, then this OH, and if the next carbon is having a hydrogen, then this H and OH will be leaving as water molecule. So that is what is called dehydration. When we remove this, what we will get a double bond. We will get a double bond. These two double bonds are already there. Then we will get a double bond. So this is what is called dehydration. Now, when we get a double bond, this is benzene, which is an aromatic system. But when we do dehydration on this, we generate a double bond. When we generate a double bond, it is just cyclohexene. It is just cyclohexene. It is not an aromatic system. Aromatic is highly stable, non-aromatic is less stable. Because we are generating a highly stable molecule in this reaction is very, very easy because the product is very, very stable. But here the product is not that, the stability does not, you can say, may not change considerable amount from the starting material. Of course, this reaction occurs, but it will be little harder compared to this. Similarly, here also, why it is more basic? When we use a lone pair on this oxygen and we polarize it towards carbonyl, what happens? We will get an aromatic system. So this is already there. When we polarize this double bond into towards the carbonyl carbon, then it becomes a double bond and it is positively charged. Now you see, this is a 6-membered system with 6 pi electrons, which is giving aromatic nature. Whereas when we can also write a similar structure for this, just polarize this lone pair into the ring, but we don't get aromatic compound, right? We just get a double bond. We don't get aromatic. In this case, we are getting aromatic molecule, whereas in this case, we are not getting aromatic molecule. Now, in the aromatic form, this is having negative charge. So this acts as a base. Because it is stable conformation, instead of this conformation, the molecule always try to be in this conformation. In this conformation, oxygen is having negative charge, so it is more basic. but here it will exist in this form also, but it is not aromatic. So there will be an equilibrium between these two. So it may not be that basic like this. Similarly, here also, oxygen will donate its lone pair, one of the lone pair, to the next carbon, so that chlorine will be leaving. When chlorine leaves, what we will get? We will get an aromatic conformation. This double bond is already there. This is a new double bond. Oxygen will get positive charge and Cl minus. Now see, this is ionization. That means the molecule breaks into two ions, ionization. When we do ionization, what we are getting? We are getting an aromatic compound. We are getting an aromatic compound. You can try this for this molecule also, but we don't get aromatic compound. We just get a cyclic system with one double bond. This is plus. So in the previous case, we are getting an aromatic compound upon ionization, whereas in the later case, we don't get aromatic compound. Aromatic compounds, of course, they are very, very stable. So the ionization in this case, it is easy, whereas in this case, yes, of course, in this case also ionization occurs, but still it is slower compared to this. So the reason behind more reactive or more basic or easy reaction is the aromaticity of the resulting compounds. When we bypass one of the saturated carbon, then if the resulting system becomes aromatic, then this compound is called homoaromatic. As we know, we add homo to a system where one carbon is extra to the general. Okay. For example, consider this 8-membered system when we have 3 double bonds and a carbocation, but this carbon, it is saturated, it is sp3 hybridized. You know, we have just seen the example of tropylium carbocation. Tropylium carbocation is highly stable because it is aromatic. Now when we bypass this carbon, and we just consider up to this, when we bypass this carbon, what happens? It becomes aromatic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this becomes aromatic because it is a 6 pi electron system. So it is aromatic. When we bypass one carbon, it is becoming aromatic. Please look at your phones. When we bypass one carbon, it becomes aromatic. So such type of systems are called homoaromatic. Homoaromatic. I'll give one more example for this. Cyclopropynyl cation is an aromatic system. So this molecule, when we bypass this sp3 hybridized carbon, you know, we can write like this. You just consider only these 3 carbons with a positive charge. This is again aromatic. So we are bypassing this carbon. Just look at these 3. It is also an homoaromatic molecule. Just look at three more examples for aromatic molecules. These are called fulvenes because it is a three-membered system fulvene. It is a trifulvene. This is called pentafulvene. These are simple non-aromatic molecules because most of the time they are non-planar. Most of the time they are non-planar. So you can also go for 7-member. But when you look at similar compounds with the different rings, one is 5-membered, another one is 3-membered. This is called calicine. We can similarly, we can also have a 5-membered ring and a 7-membered ring. These molecules will have large dipole moment. The dipole moment for this molecule is 6 dB. Whereas for other molecules, the dipole moment is very low, but these molecules, they will have large dipole moment. Similarly for this molecule also. The reason is that when we polarize this double bond into the 5-membered ring, then what we can write? We can write this is the previous double bonds. Now when we polarize the double bond into the 5-membered ring, 5-membered ring becomes negatively charged, 3-membered ring becomes positively charged. Cyclopentadienyl anion is an aromatic system. Cyclopropenyl cation is again an aromatic system. So instead of this conformation, when we polarize this double bond into the 5-membered ring and when we write it, it becomes both rings are aromatic. In this form, they are not aromatic, they are simple polyenes. But in this case, both are aromatic. Because both are aromatic, this molecule tries to exist in this conformation. Most of the time, it exists in this conformation. In this conformation, we have positive charge and negative charge. So it is a dipole molecule. That is why the dipole moment is very, very high. Similarly, here also, you can polarize this double bond into the 5-membered ring. Similarly, these molecules will also have very high dipole moment. This is called a tropone. These will have very high dipole moment. You try to explain this. Whereas a 5-membered ketone, it does not have. The dipole moment of this molecule is very less compared to these two. You can explain the reason. Please explain the reason similar to this.